What up, world? Welcome to another episode of Coast to Coast. My name is Jose.
And I'm Darian.
And today we have a very, very special guest coming from the West Coast in California. I think of him as a big Wu-Tang Clan supporter. When I think of him, I also think of bravery and a little bit of a daredevil. Let's please give it up for Christian Castro. Woo! How are you today, sir?
I'm doing really well today. You can hear me fine, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm a personal trainer, calisthenics athlete here out of Anaheim, California.
Okay.
Disneyland.
So,
Yeah.
so you do something very, very special and unique, at least to me. You have a fitness interest in calisthenics. Can you explain a little bit about calisthenics and how you came about trying to master that technique and what you do with it now?
Oh, yeah. So with calisthenics, it's just body weight training. So any form of body weight training, we all kind of gone through in life when it came to like physical education, where they had us like run a few laps around a track and like do a few push-ups or something, to something where we've seen the extreme of it being gymnastics or parkour, or like those are various aspects of it. And calisthenics has a lot of subgroups that come with it as well.
Mm.
Yeah. So it means beautiful strength in Greek. It's kalos, means beautiful, and strength is thenios.
How did you start that? Was it like, oh, today is a Monday and I'm just gonna start beautiful's training?
You know what? I was around 15 at the time, and I was just trying to find something new and different. I was in multiple sports. I played football for the first time. I got into wrestling. Then I did track for a bit, but that just wasn't really like, I didn't feel called to it at all. Did it? I felt great doing it, but I just didn't feel like I could have gave something from the heart to it.
Mm.
And so like with calisthenics, I was looking for new ways to work out. So YouTube was honestly like one of the reasons I got into it. I saw a bunch of people online doing it. So I was like, I'm going to try that.
That's
And
awesome.
how did you like you just went to like I met you at the beach and you were doing all your stuff there, but like how did you actually start it? Like you just, okay, I'm gonna jump up on this bar and I'm gonna
Like it was really hard to start out, honestly. Like my fitness background before, like I was already exercising and working out at the time. So I was weightlifting because I was in it. But I wanted to when I found something new, I was like, okay, how do I start this? So like, honestly, I had a hard time just doing one pull-up. Like pull-ups, push-ups, any type of like heavy demand was very difficult for me. I was good at running, but when it came to my upper body strength and like my power in the sense of my legs, body weight training really helped me out with that. And I was like, okay, try first pull-up. Couldn't really do that. So sit-ups, there was a sit-up machine my mom had in her room and a pull-up bar that I had gone from Big Five. And all I would try and do is just jump up and hold myself on the bar and do some sit-ups. I was just trying to make that nothing. There was no really any coaches that were particular in calisthenics that I found at the time.
Yeah, go ahead, Jose. Sorry.
I wanted to ask a two-part question. Is calisthenics something that only young people can do? Because as you get older, right, you start losing your muscle strength. So is calisthenics something that anybody can do? Or when is the best perfect time to say, I'm going to start this? Because for me, I've never been able to do a pull-up. And now that I'm close to 40, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do a pull-up.
I'm going to answer this in two parts because I really question. So calisthenics, if you look at the broad spectrum of it, there are ways in yes, everyone can participate within it, from as simple as walking up various stairs, or even the climbing aspect of it. Like a pull-up is something that we all want to achieve and do. Like, it's just pulling ourselves up, but ways we can go at it can be different for everyone. So I had this client, I still work with him today. He started with me when he was 56 years old. He had a broken clavicle here from a previous injury 20 years prior. And so he got into biking and cycling. So he kept in shape in his sense, but he wanted to work on his upper body portion. So I worked with him for several months before we actually got to just one pull-up. But that's very different for everyone in particular. But the way we went at it was working specifically like, okay, you have an issue here. We're going to work around here and also develop like, what's the best way to get to your pull-up? So yeah, I pull up over 40. Calisthenics is for everyone, as young and older. My father is 72, and I try and work with him sometimes. Like, he grew up old school, so like he says I did 70 push-ups this morning. I'm like, I did 70. So always like go hard or go home, which is nothing bad to say, but at the same time, it's what's going to work best for me. Is it going to be doing a full push-up, or is it going to be using the wall to allow myself just that? A push-up is just this motion, a pull-up is this motion here. So working the best of those movements, like how can we make this most optimal?
I like that.
The second part of that question, for children, that's the best time. Like, you're building this awareness in your body. You're like, okay. And once you go out from right there, then that means your joints, your muscles are all set for whatever you're going to go in, whether kids don't go in soccer, football, baseball, these various sports that require a lot of awareness. And so with calisthenics, you build strength and awareness. And I forgot to answer the second part of your question. There's another part of your question. As you get older too, it is harder to build strength. But there's ways you can move around it, because there's strength. There's also mobility going on in the joints and such that are going on. So building on those will make that strength come back in that sense. You're not going to be like, you're 25. Some people are benching like 500 pounds, but you'll be strong for where you are in that point of your time. Just like the way kids are, like, they're bendy, they're bouncy, they'll do whatever. You get like and such, then you're like, okay, let's see for me here. And then after that, you're in this, some people it's limbo state of like, what do I want to do? Pick up various hobbies, whatever is the most appropriate and optimal thing that's going to make us feel healthy and fit, really, too.
So I think I'm gonna start Dallas on some pull-ups. Jose, you think that's a good idea?
I think that's a very good idea. I like what you said about how
that's a great idea.
Calisthenics can help kids with a specific sport that they like, just because of the mobility and the flexibility that they have when gaining calisthenics.
Yeah, it's also I look at it too in the philosophical way of, what am I doing? I'm building from within myself, using an outside object to lift up and build all this stuff. I'm using myself to build these things I have in my body, and I make this part of me, make this strong and stable. If I'm strong and stable here, I'm not saying that transfers to everything, but it's making that connection with like other things. Like, okay, I'm pretty confident here. That's going to help out with my confidence to swing to hit a home run, even though I'm horrible at baseball. Like, I'm not saying I'm good at other sports. I'm saying, though, like, if you're a kid and you have that confidence, it's going to make a difference, not only like physical in life, but like mental as well. Like, nothing's more awesome than the kids smile after doing something awesome they did or great.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty cool.
So you said you're a personal trainer, Cristian. What is like your clientele like? Like, what type of people do you work with?
I worked with people that want to lose weight. I've worked with people that want to just work calisthenics, and other people that just want to do a handstand only. That's their only thing. They're like, I just want to do a handstand. I'm like, all right, let's see what we can do. Lose weight. I'm like, all right, let's see how we can get you moving. People with just calisthenics. I'm like, okay, you're going to be easy, but it's going to be fun too. Like the freestyle calisthenics style, the ones that are like, oh, I want to compete. So you're training probably 6 days a week. Other people were maybe 2 to 3 days a week, one person once. And also I work in a joint mobility as well with some people. So like flexibility work as well, in like recovery. And so my clients have been older, weight loss style, just want to get fit, or want to enhance their already fit life by doing something more challenging.
That's awesome. I like that you're kind of all over the place, not just one specific type of client, you know?
Yeah, it's really interesting too, like, because it's always nice to see, like, because I always try and like teach something too, not just like, hey, we're gonna do this stuff, that's it. No, I'm like, okay, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And where do you personal train? You're based out of California, correct?
Yes.
And
so
Anaheim.
now I am freelance. So I'm actually training at a gym in Compton called Exalt Fitness, where I'll be doing private sessions there with people.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And as well in Anaheim and Fullerton, we'll meet at a park, get some fresh air, and enjoy it.
And it's going fine with like COVID going on, like.
I was just gonna ask you that.
Oh
How
yeah,
has
so
that
that definitely went down. So with COVID, I've adapted that to more of an online platform. Whereas like some clients I'll see very privately. It's just one of us outside outside. And the other ones I've had to take online. And it's allowed me to interact with people I haven't had the chance to interact with online too.
Is it harder to do online? Yeah.
I'm gonna say that from like a teaching perspective. I know you get this, like, I'm not comparing it, but I do a lot of like tactile cues. Like some people I know need to like, hey, activate this thing, and like I need to actually like poke it for them or like let them. And also like I'm very visual and like kinesthetic learner, where I'm like using objects or something to give an example.
Yeah. No, you can totally compare it to teaching, because you are teaching other people. That's what it's all about too. Yeah, I'm sure it's super hard when you're like, okay, just do this, or like to check their form, I think would be kind of hard too, because like if they're not at a good angle, maybe, I don't know.
Oh yeah, so when I'm programming with people online, I'm super particular on which movements. Like, okay, I know for here I'll be able to see like their hip or their ankle, a little bit of their torso, but for the other one I need to be able to see all of it.
Yeah, you're like, could you just get a GoPro maybe and strap it to something? And yeah. So, COVID.
Yeah.
It definitely had an effect on the like personal training world big time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Can you please let our audience know, if they are interested in calisthenics, where they could find you on YouTube, or is it like a private Zoom that you would do with them?
So the way I have it set up, you can actually reach me at my Instagram, Spiderman_beyond. That's the only way you can reach me for right now, or my email, castro.beyond@gmail. But I'm happy to announce that I'm actually launching my online website in the next few weeks, Castro Pathways, which is going to be how people can just get to me directly. It's going to be super easy, where you just go in there, you see what it's about. See at the bottom there, a little free consultation for people. And we're on the phone within the next day or two. And yeah.
So is this a Coast to Coast exclusive?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yay, we love it.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
COVID has made that, has affected training in that manner, where like most coaches need to be going online. And I think I think it's a better thing too, especially when it comes to online training. It's going to make it easier. It's going to make it, I think, easier for people like to adapt to it, because there was already online training for a lot of people doing it, but now it's more people are out on the landscape doing it.
Yeah. Could you explain your Instagram name really quick? Spider-Man. Could you?
Yeah, so
He's a modern day hero.
I got it as a nickname from a calisthenics coach that was the first one I met here in California. Progressive_calisthenics, Kenneth Galarzo. He's had such a huge influence in the way I've been teaching, the way I've taught people. He's been a great mentor to me. He gave me that nickname because I wore this basketball jersey, and it was a Yeah. Yes, I remember one of your friends had that same basketball jersey.
Branded, yes.
Yes. And I remember I was like, oh, I got one too.
Yeah, I think that's how we ended up talking, is because through that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was this jersey, and I wore that jersey to a calisthenics meetup I'd never gone before, and they just called me. Just kind of, it stuck with me. Then I really I was like, okay, but there's like a lot of good values, I guess, Spider-Man character that I like responsibility, community, doing well to others, just like, I guess the idea of okay, that's cool. He can do flips, tricks, and all that, but okay, what's the metaphysical part we're getting into here?
Oh man, I really like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's why I kept it too.
So calisthenics for you is not just fitness; it's a lifestyle for you.
Yeah, that's the way I've looked at it. That's why I've stuck with it for so long, honestly. Because there were moments in time where I did less calisthenics and more of just other things where I'm let me enjoy my life. I got very strict with it, but a little too much. Where I'm okay, I don't want to lose my passion for this. I need to tone it down and do other things. And by far the best thing I can do for myself. I traveled more. I got to hang out with friends more. It was really enjoyable, but that lifestyle just stuck in me. Because part of it is having fun.
Yeah.
The lifestyle of it is just having fun, having a well-trained discipline, being responsible too, and also just enjoying the process of it.
I was following your Instagram, and I saw, you speaking of you being a traveler. There was a big mountain and a handrail, and you held that handrail upside down, over a cliff. That's why I think of you as being such a brave person, because to me, that handrail could have, came apart, and you could have fell off that cliff. So I think that's awesome. How long, what went through your mind when you did that, right? Were you thinking oh, okay, I lived a good life, I could try this? And then also, how long did it take for you to start doing, daredevil stuff like that?
Oh, honestly, I'm trying to think of what picture, but there honestly are multiple pictures on my Instagram.
Of him hanging off cliffs, yeah.
Which now I will say, don't do it for the gram. I will say this for any people that watch this, kids, don't do it. It's not worth it. Just don't do it. I have a horrible fear of heights. That's where that comes from. And you just wanted, for me, it was just I want to try this and see if I can. And it was, I was all right. But I was terrified because I'm dude, they get it? All right, cool. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I love that. That's the ultimate form of bravery, because if you're scared of something, you have to conquer your fears somehow just by pushing yourself.
Yeah. I think either a friend of mine that day did it after or before me. It might have been before, because that's when I was let me try this. There's a little bit of competitiveness.
Yeah.
And why I had posted pictures like that, because at the time I was, in a sense, social media is a weird thing. And like, especially in like you very unique clique of calisthenics, the community, we're very show offy, majority of us, and we want to just keep on like topping each other's like cool pictures of like, oh, you did a handstand there, watch this, I'm gonna do this over here at Dodger Stadium on the last railing, the nosebleeds. I didn't do that, my buddy did. His name is Justin Shape. That's horrible, man, don't do that again. But it was like we were like that with each other, and it's positive sometimes, and maybe not other times if someone unfortunately gets hurt, which we all got very lucky.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the fatality rate when it comes to people being daredevilish? Is it high?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure on that one. The daredevil community, I'm thinking of like the people that have the wingsuits and shoot through trees and go skydiving. I don't, you know what? It might be surprisingly low because I think there comes a point where there are people that are daredevils, but they're also professional at something.
Yeah. Oh no, I think we lost him.
Technical difficulties for those who are listening. We will be back with Cristian Castro shortly.
Beep.
Beep.
On another note, until he comes back, this lighting in this room right now is making my teeth look so white. I can't stop staring.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you put white out on it?
Yeah, while I was at work, I put some white out real quick, you know.
I can't remember the last time I went to the dentist. I probably have so many cavities.
Oh yeah, he'll be back. He's coming back. I know it. It's so crazy. We'll talk about Cristian while he's gone, but like, it's just crazy how like you meet people, because like I said, I met him when I was like a junior or senior in high school, which was in 2011. And it's now 2020.
Yeah.
And like he was saying, social media is weird. Like you're able to keep up with these people even if you barely know them, you know?
Yeah, no, that's the greatest thing about social media.
Yeah. And I thought it was cool that he brought up his Spider-Man jersey that he always wore. And then my friend happened to be wearing it that day. That's awesome.
I'm back.
We are now back with Cristian Castro. He has fixed his internet.
I don't know what happened. It literally just cut off on me. I'm like, this has never happened. I've been on Zoom for like majority of quarantine.
We were just saying how much we admire, you know, your physical abilities to, you know, do calisthenics. I think a lot of people should practice it at some sort of level, whether it's high or low. I was on your Instagram, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are there competitions, and what does that consist of? Is who can hold the bar higher?
Yeah, there's that. There actually are many different competitions in calisthenics now. So there are the original competitions. You guys are good? You guys hear me? Okay, you both stood still for a moment. I was like, it's out again.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we were just listening. I was just like, I'm getting ready.
Okay, so the first competitions were out in 2007 out in New York in the Bronx area, which was a lot of repetition based. So like who can do the most repetitions of 20, it would be like who can complete the circuit, like 20 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, 20 muscle ups, and who can complete it the fastest, or who can do the most in a certain amount of time. Then as the community got different and grew and went out in branches, freestyle came in. So like the element that I practice the most, or I tried to practice the most, is the like gymnastics parkour inspired version of it. So the first competition was in 2010 or 2011, I'm sorry, at Venice Beach. Yeah, at Venice Beach, July 25th area, and it was a freestyle competition. So it was like we tried to do the best tricks on the bar. It was 12 of us, yeah, so I was very fortunate enough to participate in the first competition because I got in touch with some calisthenics people. They're like, hey, we're doing this comp, come through. I'm like, I can't really do anything, so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was the first one was called Bar Wars. Then after that, it got renamed Battle of the Bars, and it happened every Fit Expo from San Jose, LA, San Diego, Chicago, Florida, and after that, many competitions just started popping up. Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
Lake City, Florida, Miami, San Diego, La Jolla,
Mm-hmm. That's
all
pretty
these different. Oh, Fresno. Fresno is having a competition this weekend, the 26th. The I'm sorry, not Bar Wars. If I don't know if they'll watch me talk about this, but I'm gonna send it to them and be like, hey, competitions this 26th. It's Fresno. I'm gonna give you those links. So.
Yeah, let us know anything that we can post on our social media. We would love to help, and that's actually what my next question was going to be. Is at the end of the day, right? We're here to support. We're here to let our guests shine. It's very important that if you have something that you're truly passionate about, that we build this platform so we can share it and post it to all of our friends. So. The question we were going to ask is, how can we help continue your, progression, your passion for calisthenics?
Honestly, just sharing is all that is, I think. And I'm very vocal about this in the community. I'm like, we got to share. We got to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone's got to eat at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And with the, competition happening in Fresno, I love that it's happening. Like, there's people flying. There's someone flying from Mexico to come judge, which is really awesome. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Mexico is going to Fresno to go judge, and the people that are in it are all awesome. People that live in Fresno, people that moved out of state to live in Fresno to practice at this gym. Battleground Wars. I think that's the name of the competition.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, I know. It sounds really dangerous. It's awesome because you have now a lot of gymnastics inspired movements and parkour elements involved. And it terrifies me. It also makes me equally excited to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, oh, he's going to do that thing. Or he's setting up for something. And it's a battle of strengths and also style. Having the correct style. And sorry to back off track from your original question, but honestly, it is just communicating too. And I think learning too is one of the things, and it comes from who are you learning from? So that's why I've been sharing coaches, and I've been sharing mainly calisthenic coaches, athletes, because it's awesome to share the athletes, but I think sharing the coach can bring in those people that are like, I don't want to do flips or anything, but I think I just want to do a pull-up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the door, I think, for people. It's just someone that just wants to do a pull-up, or it's that 10-year-old in the crowd that's watching some guy do a flip or two is like, I want to do that.
And inspire them.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's that all that unique connection with people, and I think that's the most important part about it.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Maybe you could do a pull up 101 for coast to coast. We can post videos.
Oh yeah, we could do a live feed.
Yeah.
I would love to do something like that. That would be awesome. I think I want to do maybe an intro to calisthenics, something just saying what is it? Because I think this is one of those things that are heard throughout the community. People say oh, it's this or that, or it's this or that. I'm like, it's just science. Let's just look at what it is. It's just leveraging our bodies to get to where we need to get to.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Down or a bar. Yeah.
Mostly because I want to learn myself. So yeah.
Hey, so Darian's on an amazing fitness journey. So just like you said, having a little basis training of what calisthenics is, I think she can go further in her fitness journey because now she'll work on muscles that she never even thought she had.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Darian, you'll love it. I swear. It's awesome. Get the whole family involved.
Yes, I'm sure my son would love it.
I want to ask a question, like a little detour. I'm a huge fan of hip hop, right? You're from like the West Coast, and on your feed, I noticed that you have a lot of East Coast inspiration. Where did that come about? When was the first time you listened to an East Coast hip hop song or an album? How did that make you feel?
Okay, so, I'm trying to think like, okay, because I've always, like, my genre of music I got very lucky, like, my dad would drive. We would go on long road trips to Arizona, and we would listen to Marvin Gaye, like old school soul, and then like my mom listened to rock, like AC/DC, Metallica. And I remember like that was my like not influence growing up, but like I chose my music based off of what I heard. Like so, I listened to Green Day, Fall Out Boy. Like I was really into punk bands, but I would listen to rap too. So T.I., Jay-Z. And just a lot of these like from the Atlanta scene. And then hip hop from East Coast I heard from a few friends of mine where they introduced me to the Wu-Tang. Like I already know who the Wu-Tang was, but I'm like I never really listened to their music. So I got into a little bit of Wu-Tang, then I started listening to like Jedi and Mind Tricks. And then, in Cypress Hill, like Ice Cube came along. Then when I heard Gangstar, I'm like, all right, I've heard all I need to hear now. Yeah. And now my music that's where I get a lot of my inspiration for calisthenics in building that community is looking at the hip hop community and like, what did some of these artists do? What, like, they were promoting something, but at the same time, like, what are they doing? What are they really trying to do? Because in music, there's power words that we listen to. If we're listening to a song on repetition every day, what's that song? What's its ideas that it's trying to show you, tell you? There's a song I always listen to every day. On purpose, it might come up in my playlist, but it is J. Cole, Middle Child. It like breaks down as like he's in the middle of the new generation of rappers and the older generation of rappers. And I really enjoy that song because I'm like, that's what's I think happening in calisthenics is a little bit of what happens there is we sometimes get lost of what our foundation is that was already here for us and how can we build something on top of it brick by brick. And that's why I was really deep. That's why I like listening to the Wu-Tang Clan too, because like I need that energy if I'm competing. Like I'll play Bring the Ruckus 20 times in my head before I go up to a bar. But sometimes I need to like bring it down just a little bit. And that's where comes in or something like something very smooth and relaxing. But you gotta appreciate hip hop too. Like
that's awesome.
A lot of things we have today without it.
For sure.
That's awesome. I like that comparison.
So Cristian, is there anything besides the competition coming up on the 26th that we will promote on our Instagram? Anything else that you're interested in or anything else that you're excited in that you want to share?
Yeah. So I want to first just mention like my friend Ken, he's always helped me mentor me in calisthenics, helped me out so much. And also another friend of mine, Coach Jax, who's has helped mentor me when it came to like personal training and coaching. Like I'm wearing one right now, highest performance training. She's based out of Costa Mesa. She's had a really awesome influence and help with me. And I'll share some events too. Like I don't think there's any other events happening soon, but there are some calisthenics groups I think need some light shone on them
Mm.
just a little bit, just like from an outside perspective, because the community's already aware of them. But I think if we branch out just like we should to other outlets, like this is why I love doing this, so I can have the chance to talk about calisthenics, the community itself, and not be in that bubble. Because it's awesome being in those bubbles, because that's where you do get to bounce those ideas off. But those ideas keep bouncing into one place, then they're just going to end up in the same place.
Yeah, no, I think that's great that you want to show love to your community and try to put other people on. We would love to talk to anybody who you would recommend. If they want to shine some light on, themselves, they could definitely come to Coast to Coast. We welcome everybody.
Yeah, I really like your guys. It's awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. We had a great time learning about calisthenics. I might just do a backflip just because I'm excited we did this podcast.
Please record that.
I might break a bone or something like that, but I
I'm
know that I
not
can work
liable
around.
on this right here. That's on you. I'm not liable on this.
But no, again, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk a little bit about what you're excited about, to shine light on calisthenics, to try to put other people on. Give us all the information you need to give us so that we can try to help, promote what you're excited about. And with that being said, if you don't have any questions, Darian, let's take it out of here.
All right. Thank you again, Cristian, for coming on. It was nice talking to you. And thank you guys.
Talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Coast to Coast.